G'day and welcome to another episode of Bush Escapes, the show that takes you to some of the best places in Australia. On this episode, we take a look at the Fitzgerald River National Park and the sights it has to offer. Now let's hit the road. The Fitzgerald River National Park is 550 kilometres southeast of Perth, and the nearest town to the western side of the park is Bremer Bay. Our first stop this episode is West Mount Barron, which is on the western side of the park. The peak of West Mount Barron is 372 metres above sea level and consists primarily of a pale blue quartzite. Once you reach the summit, you can take in the spectacular 360-degree views of the western side of the park. The West Mount Barron Trail is a 1.7 kilometre Class 4 return walk that takes 1 to 2 hours. 20 kilometres east of West Mount Barron is the stunning Point Anne. The spot offers fantastic views over the bay and is a great place for whale watching in the winter months. Point Anne has purpose-built whale watching platforms located throughout the bay, and there are barbecue and picnic table facilities. Our next stop is St. Mary Campground, which is 1 kilometre east of Point Anne. St. Mary Campground is set just off the back of Point Charles Bay, behind the Four Dunes near Point Anne. The campground is located near the mouth of St. Mary Inlet, and the campground has a path with direct access to the beach. The campground has sites for larger vehicles and shared picnic table, barbecue, and toilet facilities. There are no fires permitted in the Fitzgerald River National Park year-round. To stay at the campground is $8 a night, $6 for concession holders, and $3 for children. The short walk to Point Charles Bay and St. Mary's Inlet is definitely worth it, and if you take a couple of deck chairs with you, you can sit back and treat yourself to one spectacular sunset. Getting to the eastern side of the park via two-wheel drive is a 380 kilometre 4-hour trip out and around the park, passing by the towns of Ravensthorpe and Hopetown on the way. Our first stop on the eastern side of Fitzgerald River National Park is Mylees Beach, which is 10 kilometres west of the eastern entrance of the park. From the car park, you pass over a small bridge and walk along a creek bed between sand dunes and limestone to get out onto the beach. The western edge of the beach is lined with dark, jagged rocks, and East Mount Barron can be seen in the distance. The eastern end of the beach is home to some unique waterfront rock formations and a sheltered pocket of the bay, an ideal spot to sit back and enjoy the surrounds. Four kilometres up the road are the spectacular cliffs of Cave Point. The lookout at Cave Point offers a stunning bird's-eye view of the coastline from the sheer cliffs overlooking the vast Southern Ocean. And right next to Cave Point is West Beach. The white sandy shores and turquoise water are ever inviting, and the small bay is full of interesting rock formations worth exploring. "10 kilometres west of West Beach is the Hammersley Inlet Campground. The Hammersley Inlet Campground is located just off the back of Hammersley Inlet, set amongst the native coastal woodland. The campground has 14 campsites catering for large vehicles through to tents and swags, and shared picnic table, barbecue, and toilet amenities. There is a path from the campground with direct access to the inlet for a full range of water activities. To stay at the campground is $10 per night per site. The short walk from the campground to the banks of Hammersley Inlet are an absolute must, and the calm waters are a great place to go for a swim. From the banks you can see the Hoogerup Range in the distance, and the glassy water creates a truly magnificent spectacle at sunset. "15 kilometres east of the Hammersley Inlet Campground is East Mount Barron. East Mount Barron is a quartzite peak reaching 450 metres above sea level. The climb to the top is constantly offering stunning views of the park, and once at the summit there are spectacular views from all sides. To the northwest you can see the nearby Eyre Ranges, and to the east you get a spectacular view of 4 Mile Beach and the Cullum Inlet. The East Mount Barron Walk Trail is a 3 kilometre Class 4 return walk that takes 2 to 3 hours. At the foot of East Mount Barron is Barron's Beach. The sheltered beach offers spectacular views of the coastline and is a great spot for a swim or a picnic. One kilometre up the road is our next stop, 4 Mile Campground. The 4 Mile Beach Campground is located just off the back of 4 Mile Beach, between the Cullum Inlet and Barron's Beach on the eastern side of the park. The campground here has 15 campsites catering for large vehicles through to tents and swags, and shared picnic table, barbecue, and toilet facilities. Now let's get camping! To stay at the campground is $11 a night, $7 for concession holders, and $3 for children. And that's it from the Fitzgerald River National Park. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more episodes, and like always, we hope to see you out here. For more information, visit bushescapes.com.au and follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.